Just a little bit, and then we'll talk. I know everybody's getting ready for the Super Bowl, and it'll be on here shortly. And we will be talking about the Super Bowl, and we'll be talking about the weather that's going on right now. We'll be just be talking about just whatever. Got a lot going on at the present time. Um, I also, as we get into this, I want you guys to make sure that you are um, giving me your updates. Let me know what you're seeing at your place. Let me know what you're seeing at your location, and will that just helps me out to let me know how much snow you got, if you got any snow at all. I know here at my house, and I live in Lakeside City, the only thing that we have here is rain only. My daughter and I were at Academy earlier, and we thought we saw some little wet snowflakes, but I do not believe that that's the case. That's the American Meteorological Society seal of approval. You have to have a certain level of education, along with passing a rigorous test, and you also have to, have a certain level of experience before you can get that. It's not an easy thing. Not just anybody can get that. So I'm pretty proud of that. So I'm going to start, and that's kind of something that will, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to separate myself as a real meteorologist, someone who really does this for a living, who is educated and is degreed from those guys out there that just made a weather page. I mean, a lot of those guys out there that made the weather page are fine. There's nothing wrong with those guys. A lot of them, some of them are really good forecasters too. But there's some really bad ones out there, and it seems like everybody and his brother these days has a weather page. So I'm trying to separate myself from those guys. Hey Ken, let me know when you want to set your stuff up. I'll reach out to you on TikTok. Yeah, you'll have to. I do need some help for sure with some of this stuff here. This stuff is the TikTok especially. It's that TikTok studio is to me it's real squirrely, and there's a lot of it freezes up a lot, and it's just not very good. So I definitely need some help with that. I think I'm doing pretty good with um, the Streamlabs. I'm starting to get the hang of it a little bit better. I also purchased the GR Level 2 radar software, and I'm going to need to figure out some stuff with it. So, but we'll get to it here in a second. So, but everybody's getting ready for the Super Bowl. You're wondering where in the world is the snow, and we're going to try to answer that. Is Wichita Falls going to see any snow? Erica, yes, we will see some, but I do not think. And we were saying Friday we said maybe 1 to 3. Then yesterday I kind of dropped it down to 0 to 1, and I still stand by the 0 to 1. If we do get any accumulations, it'll be on the grass. It's so wet. This is just not your traditional. This is just not your traditional winter weather event here. We just don't have enough cold air at the surface. The storms having to generate it, and most of the cold air with it's just up in the clouds. It's just above the Earth's surface. So, oh well, good. Thank you, Rich, for telling me that. I needed to know that. So, Rich says that they have some snowflakes falling by the base, but not sticking. It's going to take in this type of situation when temperatures are you're running in the mid to upper 30s. It's going to take a heavy snow burst in order for us to get any type of accumulations. If we go to the radar here, this is my weather radar I just purchased. This is called GR Level 2, and I'm still trying to get the hang of a lot of this too. And I don't really like these color palettes, but it is what it is, and this is what I got. It looks like at least some of the reports I'm seeing is up here north of Lawton. Looks like about maybe 2.5 inches of snow on the ground there. It looks like, and where you see these purples and these brighter pink colors, and especially where it's really light pink, that represents heavy snow. And that's where you see those pockets of heavier snow. And if we get some of these heavier bands to kind of fill in down into Wichita Falls, down into Wichita County, North Texas, we'll gradually see the precipitation also change over to snow. So what's happening is when you get that enhanced area precipitation, you're getting more of a stretching of the column of air. There's more of a pull of the cold air down to the Earth's surface. So if you do wind up getting these bursts of heavier snow, you do get some accumulations. But it looks like, and I don't know what we've got accumulation wise back into Hardeman County and Ford County, but it looks like the heaviest snow so far has been west of Lawton over here in the western parts of Comanche County, down into Tillman County and into Wilbarger and eastern Hardeman County. That just looks like to me where the heaviest snow has been. You can see these heavy bands just kind of, they're kind of just starting to wrap in. We're just now seeing the storm center itself. The storm center itself is located roughly near Wichita Falls at this time. You can see the swirl in it. You can notice how some of this stuff is moving back to the south and to the southwest here. And then over here, you got more of a bit of a northerly to almost easterly push. So there's your low pressure. And usually in these situations, your heaviest bands of snow will fall on the northwest side of these upper air storm centers. And then as it moves on by, you'll get some of that wraparound moisture as well. But in general, it looks like our computer models way overestimated the precipitation totals with this event. The system, while it's very intact and very strong, it did not have as much moisture with it as the computer models were initially indicating. There was also some dry air that kind of got punched in. We had a bit of a dry slot. You can see the dry air over there in our eastern counties at this time. So that kind of helped turn the kind of pull the snowfall and the precipitation totals down some. In addition to that, usually when you get the heavier events, there'll be an area of really heavy thunderstorms or rain over in the warm sector. And we are seeing that, but it's way over there in the Gulf Coast, way over there in like Mississippi and Louisiana, over in Arkansas and Southeast Texas. And you would need to see that feeding across East Texas and then anchoring back into the storm, and you're not really seeing that. So the generation, the lift with this is associated with the upper air storm system only. We really don't have what's called a deformation zone. A deformation zone would be the zone where you get those real heavy enhanced rates of snow. But it does look like we're getting some pretty good bands, and a lot of what's hurt us today too is you don't see solid bands of heavy snow. They're called mesoconvective snow bands, and you really don't see that. You see some pockets of heavier snow, but to really be able to get them snowfall totals up, those bands have to sit there and just spin and not move much, and you really haven't seen that. So the totals today are not as impressive as I thought they would be. The most snow I've seen so far today, I believe, is back towards Lubbock. And I will switch radar sources over here. But back towards Lubbock, there's been quite a bit of snow today. And there still appears to be snow falling over there into the Lubbock area. It looks like 4 inches into the Amarillo area. You jump south. I'm not sure how much has fallen in Lubbock and Plainview itself, but I think this morning there were some estimates of 5 inches, and there's been some since then. But it looks like the sweet spot's going to be between Lubbock and Amarillo is where the heaviest snow fell with this event, at least so far. So I'm trying to get in touch with Cameron to see if he wants to do a collab with me. And we're going to get to some forecasting, because I know we got the Super Bowl coming on here in just a little bit. So, and I am going to be watching it as well. So going back over to the Frederick radar site. And in addition to this now, I mean, we're not just following this. There's also some severe weather warnings over in Mississippi. And that's what I'm talking about. If you look over here, we can kind of go to a different radar source. This is over in the Mississippi. And if you take a look at this, this shows the thunderstorms over this way. You got these thunderstorms, and these thunderstorms, some severe weather. There's actually some tornado watches over this way this afternoon. But that's your warm side of things, and that's where your heavy rain would be. That's your warm sector there. Zoom in a little closer to that. Those are hail-producing thunderstorms, by the way. Those are really not tornadic producers, not yet anyway. But I need to keep an eye on that. I've got family that lives there still. Actually in this place here, Raymond, Mississippi. So I need to keep an eye on that on this Super Bowl Sunday. And I know those guys that do weather over in that place. There's some rotation on that storm near Port Gibson, so I may need to kind of keep an eye on that. I wonder if I think that red on this is severe thunderstorm warning. You have to forgive me because this is a new program I got. Yeah, severe thunderstorm warning there. This is a new radar program I'm still learning how to use. Like I say, I'm not super crazy about the color palette with it, and I'll have to kind of make adjustments on that too as we go along into the future. But back over into our neck of the woods, I'm going to show you the regular radar, and what you would really want to see. Just notice how everything is just kind of, you don't have a lot of a big, large area where it's just filled in. The only area that's really filled in is from about Anadarko down into Vernon. Now, I do think that there's some heavy snow falling in Vernon right now. So if you do have snow reports from Vernon, lots of snow in Vernon right now. Ashley, how much do you got on the ground there? An estimate would certainly help. That's kind of your pivot point. That's kind of where the heaviest snow is falling, and that may be where the heaviest snow winds up being with this whole event. I do not know that Olney is going to see much snow there. but it certainly is possible. Can you guys not hear me? I mean, I've got great audio level here on my end of things, but if you can't hear me, let me know. Somebody says it'd be nice if you could hear him. So Patricia, I don't know. Can you guys not hear me? Let me know. Big Rain in Nakona from Corey. Thank you for letting me know that. Um, though, TMC Weather, you're fine. You do a good job. I don't believe that you're one of those guys that overhype weather. I think you do a pretty good job. I'm not slamming you, by the way. I'm not talking about you. There's some other guys out there that really overdo it, and they're jerks and whatnot, and those are the guys we just don't care about. But as far as a weather person, a meteorologist, no, I don't have a problem with anything you do. You're fine. Shannon Combs is another good one. He doesn't overhype stuff either. Those are the good ones. Those are some good guys out there that I can respect. So you're good, man. Just a little small volume. All right, so I'm going to up my volume here, even though it says my volume is good on my end. I'm going to up it a little bit and see if that helps some. All right, so back over to the radar site here, and again, these pinks and these light pinks represent where there's heavy snow falling. It looks like there's either a rain-snow mix or maybe a little snow falling in Lawton now. But it looks like there's some heavy snow from Medicine Park into Cache over towards Indiahoma. It looks like either a rain snow or an all snow over towards Chattanooga and Faxon. Frederick, Frederick, you've been getting quite a bit of snow, but look at all that heavy snow into Vernon at this hour. It is snowing hard in Vernon, and I'd like to know if you got much on the ground over there. Here in the city, here in Wichita Falls, where I live anyway, at Lakeside City, it's just all rain here. There's no snowflakes mixing in. Remember that at this type of situation, or any snow situation really, the difference in 5 miles can make a big difference. There's reports of some snowflakes mixing in up towards the Air Force Base, and where you see these brighter colors, oftentimes what the radar is seeing is called bright banding. What the radar is seeing there is the melting of those snowflakes, and as they melt, a lot of times they'll kind of clump together. So you're looking at a situation where there's the radar seeing some of those big snowflakes there, or those wet snowflakes that are melting. It just causes the radar to bounce all around some. So that's probably a little pocket of snow mixing in. Remember, when you do get an enhanced area of precipitation, that can compensate for the lack of cold air at the Earth's surface, and you can wind up getting that snow mixing down to the Earth's surface, and you can wind up getting even some accumulations. But it looks to me like the accumulations are going to be within these purple and pinks areas. I do expect that to gradually make its way to the east and southeast. The problem, if you're wanting big snow in Wichita Falls, is by the time that cold enough air gets here, a lot of the moisture is going to begin to evaporate, begin to move on out. So while I do believe that there's going to be at least a period where there's a little bit of snow here, and may even snow for several hours, and there could be at least some accumulations, but I do not think that the roads are going to be a mess. I think that the roads are going to be fine. I think they're going to be wet. My son called me earlier and said, "Dad, are we going to have no school tomorrow?" I was like, "Nope, the roads are going to be fine." Keith Lamb, the trying to get in touch with Cameron. I don't know where he's at. The vice president from Midwestern State University told me, called me earlier, or texted me earlier, and I said, "Yeah, I think you'll have school." So let's see. We do got some reports here. Let's see here. No accumulation. Wow, no accumulation in Vernon. That's crazy. Because it is snowing heavily there. I figured you'd be having accumulation at least on the grassy surfaces there. So we're now starting to get snow mixing in with the rain in Holiday. We got it in Burt Burnett now, the Shepherd Air Force Base. We might have it here at my house too in Lakeside. I don't know. I haven't looked outside in the last few minutes. And I have no idea what just John Smith guy is talking about here. But anyway, so that's what we got going on, and I'm shocked that there's no accumulations in Vernon, because I really thought you guys were going to see accumulations there. But maybe you're just now getting into the heavy snow. I don't know, but let me know if you guys, anybody else. Looks like we got a snow report west of Chickasha now of 1.5 inches, and again there. Up towards Lawton, about 2.5-inch snowfall amounts there. Again, here in the Falls area, we just got rain only. But there are some snowflakes starting to mix on in. And I do expect some of these heavier bands of snow to gradually make their way into Wichita Falls. So it probably will pick up some, and the wind's blowing, and that could reduce visibilities. But as of right now, I just don't know that we're going to wind up with a lot of accumulations. It's going to have to snow really hard for a while to really help bring those temperatures down in order for that to happen. I just don't know that. The grass maybe, but the roads will probably be fine. So Chillicothe, how much accumulations have you got there in Chillicothe? Yeah, Chillicothe, you've had some pretty good snow there this afternoon, but the estimates from our computer models from yesterday showing a foot and 30 inches of snow, which we told you that was just something fun to look at and probably wouldn't happen, or we're way overdone. And again, a lot of the reason why is the storm system was a little slower to come together. It's very cold. The storm system itself is really cold core, but you don't have a lot of heavy thunderstorms on the east side of it, and you really got to see that heavy precipitation on the east side wrapping on back around. Really, the storm system is really just now starting to come together for us. So we're probably beginning to see the height of the storm now picking up. But I'm trying to get accumulations here. I wouldn't mind trying to pull it in. Let me see if there's any local storm chasers. Let me see here. Local storm media. Live storm chasers. If I can find some storm chasers, we can probably get some better stuff. Got Severe Studios. I do know Brett Adair who owns Live Storm Chasing, so I'm sure I can use that. I'm sure everybody is probably over yeah, they're in Mississippi chasing tornadoes today. Whereas, I need some reports here and down over my way, and I do not see anybody at this time that would be in here. So I'm sorry, I'm just looking at some stuff right now. So yeah, I don't see any storm chasers that I can pull feed from here, and I do see my buddy Brandon Clement, but he's over in Mississippi. Looks like we got some tornado warnings over there now. Maybe I may have to go take a look at that because I've got friends that live over in Mississippi that I probably need to keep an eye on that too. My mom and my dad. They're still just red boxes, and those red boxes on GR level 2 just they represent severe thunderstorm warnings. They don't represent tornado warnings. So there is some tornado watches over there. But there's your snow bands there wrapping on the backside. It looks like we're getting snow. The official rain snow lines coming through Electra now, and the mix is kind of into Burke and Holiday, and looks like there's some at least light snow maybe down towards Seymour. It looks to me like the only chance for accumulation is going to be right there in southwest Oklahoma. Maybe see lighter accumulations further east, but where these heavy snow bands continue, that's where your best chance for accumulations is. Well, the reason they're saying that, Sarah, is because that's what the Weather Service is calling for. We're calling for 1 to 2, and it wouldn't surprise me if we did get an inch of snow, but that is going to be on the grass. I don't think that's going to be on the road. So the stadium just now getting a rain snow mix, um, starting to cover the grass on campus now in Vernon. Caroline, I just don't think you're going to get the delay tomorrow either, because the reason why I don't think that you'll get the delay is because of the lack of snow covering the roads. Most of the time when we get these winter storms, it'll be cold outside. We'll be seeing temperatures in the 20s or well below freezing, and it'll cover the roads up, and you're school the next day. Well, remember, our temperature outside right now is above freezing, and the lowest it'll possibly go is 31, 32. um, the ground conditions are already warm as it is, so everything's going to melt pretty fast. Even places that get accumulations will still see the snow. If it's a wet snow, it'll melt. So I do not think we will see any school cancellations tomorrow. Starting to collect in Quanah, maybe 2 to 3 inches. Guess something. See, I figured you guys would have already seen accumulations there earlier, but you haven't seen a lot of real heavy snow there today. I wish there was a way I could go TikTok live at this at the same time, but TikTok live is the studio is it's a mess. We got the Super Bowl coming on in 30 minutes here now. I'm watching, so I'm actually don't have anybody to watch the Super. I bought a couple steaks. I actually don't have anybody to watch the Super Bowl with, so I may just watch it with you. My wife cares absolutely nothing about football, so I seriously doubt that she will want to watch it with me. So what we'll probably do is just maybe just watch it with you guys. Talk about it with you. Seems like the only friends I really got these days are you guys anyway, right? So, well, anyway, hope y'all like my new little setup here. Looks like I finally got a few little things that come together here for me, which makes it exciting. You see a little thing there. It's called Beyond Weather, and what the Beyond Weather means is we're starting a new podcast is what we're doing. It's called Beyond Weather. It'll be me and it'll be Cameron Lindsay. It'll be Jaden Knowles. My weather team at News Channel 6. We may bring Garrett James in, who was also a part of it, the News Channel 6 team, a year ago. We may bring some other meteorologists in from time to time, and it won't be just, we call it Beyond Weather because it's not just weather. We're going to be talking about all kind of stuff. We'll talk weather too, but we're also going to be talking about sports. We'll talk about just any and everything, but probably not much in the way of politics. I mean, of course, politics is a part of the world, but we're not. That's not our job. We're not here to get political with anything. But unfortunately, some weather is political, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But we're not going to be. It won't be anything bad or anything like that. So mostly, what we're doing here is just having fun. I wish Cameron would have gotten in touch with me. I was hoping to bring him in. So, my idea was to try to get you guys involved with weather. Um, weather has evolved and weather has really changed over the years now. Used to the only way you got weather information was when you watched the TV. Um, Whoever John Smith is, please stop posting that stuff there. Nobody on here cares about that. Nobody on here wants to do that. So that's just spam, and just ignore this John Smith person, please. I'm sure it's somebody hacked somebody's site, and they probably don't even know about it either. Um, so that's the plan. I'd like to have guests on. I'm trying to get Reed Timmer on to talk to Reed some. I'm not personally friend. I know Reed. He knows me. I'm not personally friends with him, but I would love to have Reed on. I'd love to have Ginger Z on, who is the meteorologist for GMA. I actually know her. I would love to have her on at some point in time. If you could get the great James Spann, that would be great too. But we want to have guests that are, some weather-related guests to talk to. But it's not all about weather. Again, a lot of it is just for fun. So, all right. So let's get back to the good stuff. Let's get back to weather here. So that's, what I need to do is do some forecast. Well, we got a 1.3 showing up there near Frederick. So one thing that we are seeing, we are seeing in this band from about Anadarko down to about Frederick now, some decent accumulation starting to show up in this heavier snow band. And some of these accumulations are anywhere between 1 and looks like 3 inches perhaps. Um, yeah, Rebecca, it's going to be hard to get it. The temperature there in Burke is at 36. So the only way you're going to get anything to accumulate or stick in this point in time, or it really just kind of piles up or adds up, is you've got to get it to come down super hard. And for that to happen, if you're watching me, notice these light pink areas, even some of this white. This is the heavier snow band. So we've got to get this to pivot over into along Interstate 44 there in order for that to happen. And it's going to in time, but also in order to get a big snowfall, you have to have a situation where it comes down hard for an extended period of time, and that's just not happening. Like I say, our weather models were way overdone with it. Exception would be kind of over there near Lubbock and those areas, but they were too wet with this system, and the system wound up not being that. Snowstorms are really hard to predict. I actually ran into Skip McBride at the grocery store a little while ago, and I said, "Skip, where's the snow at?" He said, "Oh, I was wanting to know where it was at. I'm going to ask you the same thing." So, but we talked for a minute about it. Like he said, yeah, it's just so hard to forecast these snowstorms here, and a lot of it's even when you see ideal situations, it's hard to forecast. And one thing I say about it a lot of times is if I forecast an inch of rain and it rains, let's say a half inch of rain, you don't really notice that too much because well, we got a half inch of rain. So you think that forecast verified, so, oh, it rained last night. You don't really care. But if I forecast 10 inches of snow and it only snows an inch of snow, then you definitely notice that. So these things are hard to forecast already by themselves, but even in the most ideal situation, our computer models usually way overestimate these snow amounts. But I did think somebody out west was going to get hit hard with perhaps up to 10 inches of snow. But that has not. I have not seen any reports of 10 inches of snow. No, I didn't. I never forecasted bigger snow amounts in Wichita Falls, but I really thought that some areas out west could really get it. And if all of this would accumulate, you would be getting it. But 10 inches is probably stretching it a little bit. But but the fact that it's not accumulating, the fact that it's just too warm, that's really hurting this event. But I do expect it to snow into the evening. So, there's going to be opportunities for the temperatures to continue to fall on those heavier snow bands. And I do expect some piling up of the snow on grassy surfaces. But, 10 inches of snow probably won't happen. 4 and 6 might be more accurate with some of those areas out west, but even that could be a bit of a stretch. Now, if you're watching from down towards Graham, Archer City, you should see a little bit of snow there. But Alney and Graham, you're not going to see much. And any snow we see over in places like Bowie or Nakona, down towards Jacksboro would probably just be some wet snowflakes, probably no accumulations there. So, but I got the Super Bowl on my phone here. I got a TV in this room, but I just don't, it doesn't, for whatever reason, won't connect to the internet. So, but to be honest about it, I don't have a team in the Super Bowl my team is the New Orleans Saints. I don't make any bones about that. My second team is the Cowboys. Growing up, I hated the Cowboys, but living here for 16 years, Cowboy fans, while they can be obnoxious sometimes, rubbed off on me. And then my guy from Mississippi State, Dak Prescott, became the quarterback, and I had to start pulling for him then. And I do know that Dak, isn't good in the playoffs. I do. I do care. Love Dak. I think he's a great person, and I still think he's a good quarterback. So, but I don't really have a team in the. I do not like the 49ers at all. Outside of Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey, and honestly, the Chiefs have become annoying to me. I think that Patrick Mahomes, his complaining about the referees not helping him out, and the whole Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce thing to me has gotten a bit annoying, taken away from the game, and I don't know. I just found the Chiefs to be an annoying team now. But unfortunately, they're going to be in the Super Bowl for many more years to come because Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the game. So that's what we're looking at. Still just rain here in Wichita Falls, Erica. Yeah, well, it looks like some snow is mixing in, but it's going to be kind of a rain-snow mix until we can get the storm to move a little bit further to the east. And then we will see perhaps maybe a chance for some heavier pockets of snow here. So anyone who follows North Texas Weather Center will be, why is that? Why will they be thoroughly? That guy has a lot of followers. He has more followers on his Facebook page than I have on mine. So I'm going to go for, and here's why I'm going for the Chiefs. I'm going to go for the Chiefs because I put a small amount of money on the Chiefs because I think they'll win. So I didn't put a much, just about $50. So I put $50 on the Chiefs to win. If I win, great. If I don't, no big deal too. So I won quite a bit of money off the 49ers making it to the Super Bowl. I put a small bet earlier in the year, and it hit. So got it. So that's why I'm pulling for the 49ers to win just a little small amount of money. And that ain't, $50 is not something that's going to make me or break me, but it could maybe help buy me I might take the wife out for dinner or something like that. You never know. So glad y'all got some decent snow there, Kroll. Yeah, Ginger's a good person, Deborah. She really is. I haven't talked to her in years, but she came when she was dating Reed Timmer. She came here back in I guess it was probably around 2009, 2010. It was when the show Storm Chasers was still on. It was a popular show at that time. Um, we um, we did a story with them. And was I just found that they were really that she was a real genuine person, and he was really cool too. So yeah, he's not a legitimate. He's one of those guys I'm talking about, and I'm not trying to put anybody down because I mean I can respect anybody who is a weather person, who is a weather follower or weather nerd like myself, weather geek like myself. When it becomes a problem is when they get cocky, because there's a lot of them out there that are super cocky, and then they'll start arguing with you. Then they'll start bashing you and whatnot. And that guy does follow me on TikTok, and I'm not sitting here trying to bash him. And a lot of those guys, they do have a tendency to overhype weather, and I don't like that at all. I can't stand. My mission is to not overhype weather, and I'll be the first to tell you that I do not like winter weather. It's hard. It's a challenge, and I do enjoy trying to forecast it, but it's real hard to forecast. And my expertise is more on severe weather than it is on winter weather. So I don't really care for winter storms that much. So yeah, and I don't like that cockiness. I can't stand the cockiness. It's one thing to have confidence, but it's another thing to be cocky. So we don't want to we don't we're not I'm not cocky. I mean, look, I'm confident, but I'm not cocky. Um, but I don't. Those are the guys that I can't stand. The one out there that are cocky, they're putting out bad information, and they put out quite a bit of bad information, and then they have twice as many followers as I had. So basically, what happens is they work to undo the work that I have to undo, if that makes sense. And they're going to scare the hell out of you. Whereas I'm going to try to give you the right information. They scare the hell out of you by giving you the wrong information. And I try to give you the right information so you're not as scared. You know, he doesn't like being called out when he's extremely off. Well, yeah, clickbaiter. That's probably sounds. A lot of those guys are that way. So I don't like it, but it is the way it is. So a mullet. I don't have a mullet. My wife tells me this chair is a gamer chair, and I need to get. She says my look's too gaming. I need to get rid of it. But this is as good as I can do for right now. I'm gonna put a television monitor, I think, behind me here. But I don't know. I kind of like it. I think it looks kind of smooth. I got a couple lights here in front of me. I bought me a little 4K little handheld camcorder. So it looks like we've got America the Beautiful being sung now. Um, who is that singing the America the Beautiful? I don't recognize her. I mean, I do recognize her, but her name escapes my face. She's a pretty girl, whoever she is. It is a gamer's chair. It's my son's gamer chair. Well, when he was little, he had it. So who is that? It's not Rihanna. Rihanna was the Super Bowl last year. Who is that? But I do need to get a better. She says my whole setup looks like a gamer setup, and it's not. I'm not a gamer, so I do not. I'm not a gamer at all. I used to play Madden back in the day, but I don't play as an adult. I don't play video games. I used to play the zombies with my kids, but I don't do that much anymore either. So maybe I don't do that at all anymore. So I kind of miss doing that. That was fun. Now Cameron's a gamer. Cameron Lindsay is. Good. I'm glad to hear it's steadily snowing. It looks like it's going to snow there for a while too. What we need to do is we need to bring in some weather data here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change sources. So you'll have to give me a second. I'm going to shut down my radar itself, and I'm going to bring up what's called it's called GR model, Gibson Ridge Earth model. So we'll try to do some forecasting based upon that. I'm gonna pull in the H triple R from the latest runs here. We'll go with the 18Z run of it, and I'll pull it into my Streamlabs. So give me just a second here while I play around with that. And I know y'all are watching the Super Bowl and not watching me, so I get it, and it's fine. It's okay. I do not have a problem with that at all because I would be watching the Super Bowl too. Actually, I got it on. So, but since I'm not watching it with anybody, so I might as well just sit on here and watch it with y'all, right? And I'm sure we have people that are like my wife that don't like football. So here we go. No, I'm not a gamer. Ryan, I got the PC set up because I went to PC Pro in the mall, and the guy told me, a really good dude there too. To handle that kind of load, you need this. You need to be able to smoothly run things. You need a computer that can handle all the workloads. That's why I got it. I'm not sure what it is. This is it's an open concept computer. Um, I don't know. I don't know even. It says thermal take on it, but I'm not sure. As far as the specs go, I'm not sure because I didn't do the research because I don't know what he's talking about really anyway. I just needed something that had a good graphics card and could handle the workload. So, but it's an open concept computer. It doesn't have the box on it because if you have the box on it, it might tend to be a little bit hotter. It's got one, two, three. It's got six fans on it, and it's also got the little water cooler on it up here. It is a pretty slick setup, though. I agree. I like it a lot. So when I started out on this, the gamer setup was kind of what I wanted to go for. It is a clean setup. You're right, but thank you on that. So what I'm going to do is I got some weather data in here. This is from the Her model, and it has not done a very good job with this at all. It keeps, if you look at it, it keeps us as all rain here in Wichita Falls, with only maybe just a little bit of the back edge of that trying to change over to snow this evening. And it does keep this precipitation going, into the early morning hours tomorrow. But see, I don't think that's a very good run here. Let's go to I'm gonna go to the 21Z, which would be let's see, it'd be 4 o'clock, the 4 o'clock run here. And it does try to bring that heavier band of snow into Lawton, and but it's not doing a good job with the initialization. But it does bring it into Electra, and it does try to finally transition to rain to snow in Wichita Falls. But again, I think that's off a bit. Let's look at the 3K NAM. It's done pretty good with this whole situation. That's pretty good there. But you do see some bands and pockets of heavier snow. But notice how it becomes a little more scattered as we get into the evening, and there it is going completely away. And one thing too, I want you to notice is once the main core, the upper air storm system goes away and the heaviest precipitation leaves us, look what happens. We transition back to rain. To get snow in this type of situation, you got to be right underneath that pocket of cold air, and you got to have heavy precipitation to overcome the warmer temperatures. So, looks like the 3K NAM is doing a pretty good job. Let's see what the regular NAM does, and that seems to be doing okay as well. As far as accumulations, this particular computer model doesn't. I mean, this program here doesn't really have a good precipitation thing that I like yet. So I'm not gonna show it. So let me see. I'm gonna close down my GR Earth and go back to the radar itself. All right, so my computer has Windows 95 on it. Wow, that's an old computer, Corey. They do get very hot. Mine has 10 fans. Yeah, my stepson built my son and my stepson, they both built their PCs. They're both gamers though, and they built really nice systems. Oh, thank you, Ron. I do appreciate it. I do geek out for sure. I do geek out for sure over weather. But as I've gotten older, and I'm not an old man or anything. I mean, I'm not as young as I once was, in honor of the great late Toby Keith. Um, but I do, but I do, but I'm not that old either. So I'm just not that excited about the Super Bowl this year for some reason. I guess it's because I just don't like either team. And the reason why I don't like the 49ers is I grew up a New Orleans Saint fan. And being a New Orleans Saints fan, um, we were in the NFC West back in the 80s and 90s, and Joe Montana used to rip my heart out every freaking Sunday. Every time we played him, he ripped my heart out. So I grew to actually despise the 49ers because of that. Now, I also, growing up, also hated the Cowboys because my friends were all Cowboys fans. Yes, America's team in Mississippi. That's where I'm from. Even everybody loved the Cowboys there too. In fact, sometimes they show the Cowboys there instead of the Saints. They would rub it in my face. So I hated the Cowboys then too. But I think you're either a Cowboy fan or a Cowboy hater. Cowboys have more fans than anybody in the world as far as I think the Lakers and the Yankees may be comparable, and I'm sure there's some soccer teams over there somewhere too. But I would say the Cowboys and the Yankees probably have as many haters as they do followers and fans. So it is cold in my house, y'all. It is so cold in here. The heat just cut on, but it's just cold, man. It looks like we might have some snowflakes mixing in. Yeah, maybe outside here now. I don't know yet. I could go look and see. But well, the Super Bowl is on. Well, the 49ers have one of the best intros in football, though. They have the big boom box they bring out, and that's kind of fun. I like that. Um, of course, I'm on YouTube TV, so there's a small bit of a delay there. One thing that you could bet on here, and if you can't tell, I'm a betting man. I'm not a big betting man, but I do like to throw a little money out there from time to time. And I have been known to go roll them bones up there at the Comanche Nation casinos. Um, but one thing you can bet on is the over and under of how long Reba McEntire sings the Star Spangled Banner for. And I don't forget what the allotted time was. It's like a minute and 40 seconds. Anything under or over that. But from what some of the people that I follow that are really big into this stuff, they said put your money on the under because Reba usually sings the song fast. Of course, I didn't bet on that. The only thing I bet on was the game itself. I put my money on the Chiefs +2, which if you know anything about betting, +2 means I just need them to either I need them to cover that. I need them to just not get beat by more than 2 points. If they get beat by 2 points exactly, then what's called push. That means I don't win anything, but I don't lose anything either. But if they wind up losing by 3, then I lose my bet. If they wind up getting beat by 1, I still win because they covered that 2 point spread. But Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion, is the best quarterback in football. I mean, I don't think that's not even an opinion there. Because Cameron must be asleep. I don't know what he's doing, but he may be at the station. I don't know. They may be watching the Super Bowl somewhere. Those young guys, they all get together and they do things, and they try to include the old man, but the old man just doesn't do like he used to do. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Stephen. If you get any there, it won't be much. You might get a little bit of some wet snow there later on this evening, but it probably won't amount to much. So, well, Mahomes may throw like Uncle Rico, but he sure does complete a lot of passes. That dude is just good. I don't know. I thought that the Chiefs were going to be overrated coming into the playoffs as well, and I really thought they would lose to Buffalo. But their defense has played really good, and that's the reason why they're in the Super Bowl now is because of their defense and their running game. I mean they really dominated Baltimore. It was really not even that close of a game. So, but I don't like that whole Travis Kelsey Taylor Swift thing. I think I saw somewhere how much revenue the NFL has increased by because of that relationship, because they've got a lot of Taylor Swift fans, a lot of younger Swifties that watch um, because of her, and a lot of merchandise gets purchased because of her. So, listen, I think that Taylor Swift is probably a genuine person. That she really seems like a genuine person to me. I watched her at the Grammys of the night when Tracy Chapman and Luke Combs were up there singing, and she was dancing around, and nobody else was. I mean, and she just seems genuine to me. Annoying, yes, but she seems genuine to me. And it really does look at least like she is very much in love with Travis Kelsey. Now, I don't know how he feels about her. Um, oh, Star Spangled Banner time. I'm going to be quiet for a minute, y'all. Oh, this is America the Beautiful. Oh, Posty. I like Post Malone. My wife don't like him. I think I like Post. He's singing kind of a country. I hear he's going country. There he is. Oh yeah, I know I do have a big delay. Yeah, you're right, I do. But I'm watching it on YouTube TV, so that's why. I'm actually going to turn that off and try to go back. But yeah, YouTube TV has a bit of a delay. Oh, there's the video of Taylor. So I wonder how many times we're going to see a video of Taylor. I think there's a bet on that too. Dang it, that's a big delay. I don't like that. I was hoping that'd be at least pretty close to where you guys were. Unlocked to watch. What do you mean? Not sure what that was. I think our sports director's having a he's having a little watch here too. So if, on your guys' end, has Reba already sung the Star Spangled Banner? Yeah, I think we got snow mixing, and you can tell on the radar it's starting to transition now too. So it looks like I'm about 10 seconds behind you guys. Yeah, I'm about looks like I'm 10 to 15 seconds behind you guys. So, yeah. The but anyway, that but yeah, I'm pretty much behind you guys. You know, it keeps on also telling me I have to unlock. I'm wondering if the my Wi-Fi is picking up on them streaming. So, you know, the NFL has, again, really really strict rules and all that. So that may be what it's doing. So, but I don't know. I do not know. But anyway, well, we do got the snow coming on in. It looks like I'm gonna go check and see if I got a rain snow mix here at the house. I'll be right. All right, so we do got some snow mixing in here at my house. So I'm with you guys. I got wet snowflakes mixing in there with the why does it keep saying unlock to watch? With the um with the rain outside now. Not a lot, but got a little bit of snow, and it should pick up, I would think, here in the next couple of hours. I do expect the snow to pick up here in Wichita Falls. Now I don't know that we're going to see like I say, big snowfall accumulation, but I wouldn't be surprised to see some at least some buildup on the grass there maybe. Oh, looks like I do got a storm chaser, Jason Cooley, out that's chasing. So I'm gonna try to bring in. This won't be any audio, but I'm gonna try to bring in this storm chaser feed. So give me a second here. Well, hold on. Looks like this particular fella is driving over near Vernon. So give me a second here, and let's see if I can pull him in. Uh, See, it won't let me. It won't let me show it. Streams are intended for mature audiences. I wonder if this picks up on. Oh, there we go. We had it for a second there. Oh, okay. I see what it is. I have to have this up and running for you guys to see it. But this is a storm chase feed, and this particular guy is over at. He is um, he is in Vernon. So Jason Cooley in Vernon, Texas here. So that's what you're seeing there on the screen. And he's driving pretty quickly, but as you can see, even over there in Vernon, where this particular guy is at, is just wet roadways. But you can see the grass over there is does have some accumulations, but the roadways are in great shape. And then again, this is not a situation where we're going to see the temperatures fall after dark and black ice form and all that kind of stuff. This is not going to happen because temperatures at their coldest would only get to like 32 or so. And that's not enough with the ground temperatures to freeze it. So the roadways are wet. I do not expect school cancellations or delays. He's crossing a bridge there, looks like. And as you can see, the bridges are in great shape over there. Um, but you do see some white off the road, and it's just the coating on the grass now. It looks like a dusting. And it's been snowing pretty good in Vernon for a while now. So it's you can see how long it's taken to overcome these warm temperatures of the Earth's surface. It's really having a hard time overcoming them. But as that snow over there melts, it has a tendency to kind of cool things down. So you might see some better accumulations maybe as we head into the evening. But you can see off there on the right hand side in that field, pretty white there. So that's some decent. It looks like at least some decent snow on the grassy surfaces over that way. So that is from this particular guy, Jason Cooley. I just thought I'd pull in a storm chaser real fast. So anyway, so let's go back to my radar feed. So anyway, I don't know why it just keeps on saying unlock to watch the game. So I think what I'm going to do though, I think I'm going to go watch the game. I think, and maybe at halftime, I'll come back on here with another weather update for you guys after Usher sings or before Usher sings. That's what we'll plan on doing. Thank you for watching and joining me here. I'll have, like I said, an update around halftime. But do expect the rain snow mix to gradually change over to mostly snow this evening. Wichita Falls, I think there's some snow on the ground up near Lawton at this time. Again, I'm not anticipating travel issues here this evening, but visibilities could get reduced as we get some of these pockets of heavier snow to try to develop in from the northwest over the next several hours. Looks like it's going to snow for a good part of the evening and a good part of the night. Should be tapering off by the time you get up in the morning. And again, I'm not expecting issues on the roads at this time, but we'll keep an eye on it. And again, I'll have an update again coming